What is up, guys? It's been a minute. Been a good long minute. But we may have some bad news today. So I expect this video to inherently get a bunch more views because something not good happened, and people like when things fail or blow up or become damaged. So yeah. So last night was out cruising with my buddy Dustin. There's like a local group that had they met up at a little donut shop in town, and then we cruised out to Pops, and then we heard about, you know, some little street racing. So we drove over to Mexico, and them boys wasn't doing shit because it was like 37 degrees, and it's kind of typical now. Like if you didn't pull up on the big dog group, like ain't nobody doing a pull or nothing. Like everybody's just gonna sit there and talk. So me and Dustin ended up leaving. We're gonna go home, right? So we get on the highway, we're just cruising 70 miles an hour, and we start hearing this like ticking, flapping, kind of sounded like cardboard flapping or something. I was like, man, what the hell is that? And it would come and go, and it would get louder and quieter, and like I'm just cruising steady this whole time. So we get a few miles down, we stop, we take a video of the noise with the engine popped up, and I'm gonna see if I can insert that here.
Stupid motherfucker.
So yeah, anyways, that noise sounded like it was mainly coming from the timing cover. Like it sounded like it was right up front up here. It wasn't back here, it wasn't on the sides, it was right up front. So I thought, okay, well maybe my timing belt tensioner took a crap, and it floats on a little plunger that sits up against the case. So I thought, well, if that plunger went bad, that tensioner is just tapping the case. All right, cool. So we're going on, and I start losing power. The car starts to not respond to throttle anymore. We start slowing down more and more and more. The car starts getting hot. We start getting feedback knock, like a shitload of it. It learns it. The DAM drops, which if you're not a Subaru guy, I'm not even going to try to explain that to you, but if you're a Subaru guy, you know about your DAM dropping. And eventually we got to literally, and like I could see my street sign, and the car died, coasted to a stop, wouldn't start again. It just like bogged down to its death. So I have fears that ye old bottom end has took a shit. So check the dipstick. It's a little low on oil, not super low, like it's not below the minimum, but it's a little low. The car doesn't smoke, there's no oil in the exhaust, so it wasn't going out the back, but there's a little bit of shiny in the oil on the dipstick. So we're gonna go ahead, and I cleaned my drain pan so I can get a nice crystal clear view of what is or is not contaminating the oil. And yeah, so I'm gonna get the skid plate off and get the pan under there, get the oil draining, get the oil filter off, and we'll go from there. When I tell y'all the level of, I don't know if anxiety is the word, but like the level of fucking, man, I don't want to see this, but I know that I'm gonna see it. It's just a poopy feeling, guys. If y'all have never had to deal with a blown motor, or you've never heard a motor, and this ain't no LS shit either. These are not $500 in the junkyard. These are a good little penny to get rebuilt. But here we go. You guys get the first fucking view. Okay, so it's nice and thick, and yes, it's super pearly. Fuck. Not good. Not good at all. Damn. Yeah. It's pearly, alright. I'm gonna cut the filter open too, but I don't know if y'all can see that. Oh yeah, you can, right there where my phone light is. Damn, you can see my reflection in this shit. But let's see. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, there's a good strip of it right there. Whale poop. It doesn't look terrible, but I have, in all the times I've changed my oil, I've never seen any kind of flake or pearl or shiny or nothing. There's never been nothing in this oil. Like, that's what's kind of crazy about this, like, letting go while I wasn't even doing a pull. I wasn't even in boost, like nothing. Like, this just let go while I was cruising. I'm gonna let that drain down. I'm gonna get the filter pulled off, and I will pick y'all back up once we get the filter sliced open and laid out for the reveal. She gone. She's gone, folks. But I'm glad that it kind of made the noise that it did as quick as it did, and it kind of killed itself because it didn't grenade through the block. So that's cool. I gotta figure out my options. Kind of for sure don't have the money for a rebuild right now, but looks like I'm gonna have to make some shit happen. So I'm gonna check into my options on getting the motor refreshed, and if I get it refreshed, it's about that time. I'm gonna have like 135,000 miles, so it's about time to get a clutch anyways. And like I want to do flex fuel at some point in the future, so I'll just go ahead and get a clutch good enough for that while we got the motor out and shit. And then I don't know what we'll do with the motor, if we'll just do a stock rebuild or if I'll go ahead and do pistons in it or what while we have it apart. But yeah, she ain't getting drove. She's down for the count for the time being, which brings us to a new issue. I gotta start driving that now to work. My new government job that I am not tenured at yet, it would be very unfortunate if I didn't show up to work or tried to call in or all that. So I think I'm gonna have to steal Whitebeard's seat belts. The Air Force base that I work at, you can't, like, if you don't have your seatbelt on when you're rolling through the gate, they'll like literally write you a ticket on the spot. So, and as y'all know, the OBS does not have seat belts, so looks like I'm gonna have to probably steal his for now. Just kind of rig up a seat belt deal in there, and then just try to make it work through, you know, this week. After work, I'm gonna have to get those little shit, I'll show you. The little man, I can't even think of what the fuck they're called. The little tabs on the control arm bushings. These. I gotta knock these tabs out everywhere, both sides. I didn't get any of them knocked out before, so get all them hoes knocked out so I can get in alignment. Probably the end of this week or this weekend. I only have like a 30, not even a 30-mile round trip to work every day, so I would just drive Ashley's car, but I don't want to leave her without a vehicle with Preston, so you know, I'd rather deal with shitbox problems than let her, you know, be stuck without a vehicle. So yeah, kind of unfortunate, sucks, but she's blown. That is for sure bearing material, 100%. But it looks like the oil filter did its job, because when I drained the oil, which it was cold, that's why it was so thick, but it just had fine, like pearly, like fine pearl in the oil itself, and I had to actually take the filter apart to get any of that chunky shit out. So, and there's not even like, there's a considerable amount in there, but there's not huge chunks, there's not slivers, there's not like, it's not like completely packed with it. So we didn't have, I'm thinking that we got out lucky and we killed it soon enough that we didn't get, you know, a bunch of bearing material through the whole motor and didn't do further damage. So yeah, we'll figure out what we got to do, if I'm gonna take it to a shop or if I'm gonna pull it and take it to him, or if I'm gonna just take the whole car to him, or what. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what the plan is yet, but I'm gonna get that figured out. And looks like we're gonna have some truck content by force, because gotta have something to get to work in. And like I said, I didn't really have money to do this kind of shit, and the truck's kind of been on the back burner because I've been trying to stack my chips up and get comfortable again. But looks like I'm gonna be taking a lot more overtime, and looks like the OBS is gonna be the new daily. We'll see. The main two things of why I don't drive it here and there is I don't have seat belts and I don't have an alignment on it, and I just don't want to drive it without an alignment. For one, I don't want to booger the tires out, and I don't know, I don't like driving janky shit. So looks like that's too damn bad. I can live with the rear end hitting the frame for a little while. We'll get the notch done later. You know, I'm sure you have a handful of people that you know of that ride around, you know, smacking the frame in the back. It happens. So I'll either lift it up in the back if I get really tired of it, or we'll just hold out till we get the notch done. But other than that, that's it for this one. Get ready for some truck content soon. We're gonna have to get it ready to drive. So peace out, be human. We'll see you later.